Well, hello and welcome to the Florida Softball Network for the game between the Pride and the Bullets. Working in the circles, Kira Sherman, her first delivery here to the batter number 19, in there for a strike. Batter's name Luna. Working behind the dish, Reese Kennerson. And that one misses for a ball, so count's going to go to 1-1. Coming to you from Vieira, Florida, it's bracket play, first game. Win and move on, lose and pack it up to play for another day. So everything on the line here on bracket play Sunday. All right, so with a 1-1 count, there's the delivery, and that gets fouled off for 1-2. Here comes the 1-2 delivery from Kira. Change up, it's dinked over into foul territory and grabbed. Nice job there by Kennedy. Over in foul territory, she goes ahead and grabs that little puttering pop fly to record the first out. Brings up to bat now, number 65, Bailey. All right, so Kira delivers there for 1-1. All right, 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Next pitch. Swing there, foul tip for strike 2. And the 1-2 is hit over towards third base. Fires across the diamond for the second out. Nice play there by Kennedy Copeland. And the first pitch in there for a strike. Second pitch just misses outside for 1-1. Take a look from this angle. That was going to miss low. The count's going to go to 2-1. Nice stop there by Reese Kennerson, catcher behind the dish for this game. And that ball is going to get hit over towards first base. Bounces off the fence there for the first base dugout. And now the count goes to 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the first inning. And that one's going to get hit over towards second. Kinsley dives for it, unable to make the catch. And the Pride now have a runner on with 2 outs. Brings up to the plate now number 21, Alicia Roman. And that first pitch delivered low for ball 1. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. That's going to sail high for 2-0. And that one is going to be just foul to the left of the third baseline. Ball is getting relayed in. Defense going to jog back to their positions. And here we go. And the ball bounces. Nice stop there by Reese. And we go to 3-1. Batters count here. 3 balls, 1 strike. For Roman. Here comes the delivery from Kira. And just misses low inside for ball 4. And now the Pride with 2 runners on the base paths and still 2 outs. First pitch in there for strike 1. Batter at the plate, 0-0. That's Mackenzie Whitehouse. And it looks like we might have a pinch runner here. So Alicia comes off. Pitch running for her, number 65, Bailey Paparo. And that one gets fouled back to the backstop. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. And that's going to miss inside. Nice stop again by Reese. Keep the runner at first base. And there's a swing, strike 3. All right, so despite 2 base runners getting on, the Bullets are able to get off the field with that 3rd out. Racked up there by Kira. So nice job there working from the circle. And after half an inning, score 0-0 with the EC Bullets coming up for their first at bat. You're watching the Florida Softball Network. We invite you to subscribe at this time if you're already a subscriber. We thank you so much for supporting the channel. We're going to take a quick break here. We'll be right back to you when the Bullets take their at-bats here in a moment to see if they can put some runs on the board. You're watching the Florida Softball Network. All right, bottom of the first inning. And leading things off for your EC Bullets is going to be Avelo Fitzgerald. First pitch misses outside for ball one. Pitcher working from the circle for the Pride is going to be Jaslyn Santiago. And the next pitch called for strike one. Behind home plate, catching for the Pride is Elise Roman. And the next pitch just misses outside on the off speed for 2-1. And the 2-1 misses low for 3-1. So batter's count here for Avelo. See if she finds something she likes, otherwise she'll jog on over to first base. And she does find one, drills it all the way to the fence out in left center field. Here she comes, going to stretch this out to a triple, and a stand-up triple to start the game for the EC Bullets on a fantastic hit by Avelo Fitzgerald. All right, brings up now Cameron Solano, the left fielder for your EC Bullets. First pitch going to miss high for ball one.
Let's go, Cam Jam!
And the second pitch, again high for 2-0. Two balls, no strikes to count for Cameron Solano after the leadoff hit by Avila Fitzgerald, standing 60 feet away. That one gets popped up to the third baseman. No opportunity to advance the runner, and the Pride able to record the first out. Brings up to the plate now, number 3, Fatima Masri.
Let's go, Mama. Keep it going, 3. Hey, you gotta like it.
Fati, the center fielder for the Bullets.
Gotta be your pitch, kid.
And watches the first pitch for 1-0. And the 1-0 gets drilled deep. And that is fair territory. That's fair territory. Here comes Fati all the way around to third. And she's going to hold the third with a stand-up triple. So 2 triples here in the bottom of the first inning as the Bullets are finding that ball and driving it.
Way to go, Lolo. Let's go, kids.
Now to bat number 31, Kinsley. RBI triple there brings up now Kinsley Roman.
Keep it going, kids.
First pitch misses for 1-0. One ball, no strikes. Kinsley. Her grandfather is the Jackson of the EC Bullets Jackson organization. Kinsley made that diving attempt there at the top of the first to grab that ball at second. Just couldn't quite get to it, but a nice effort. That pitch misses high and inside. All right, so 3-0 here. So let's see what pitcher dials up here on the 3-0 count. And that's going to miss. Nope, going to get called to strike. Grabbing the high outside part of the plate. And now it goes to 3-1. And there's an attempted bunt that goes foul.
Good try, kids. Keep fighting, kids.
And now the count full. All right, here comes the 3-2 delivery. And the changeup misses high, and the walk for Kinsley.
Let's go, Casey.
All right, so runners at the corners with 1 out brings up Kennedy Copeland, number 99. Kennedy playing a solid third base there to start the game. Grabbed 2 of those 3 outs for the Bullets. And there's an attempted bunt. But it goes foul. I'm going to stay on this wide shot so we can see what happens there at first with Kinsley. If she's going to go to second, see if the bunt's going to be yet another attempted bunt. But the ball goes low. And it looked like there was a squeeze on, as Fati was already halfway to home plate.
Let's go, Casey.
All right, so with 2 strikes here, Kennedy's going to be swinging away. She's way up in the box, though. Let's see. It looks like she's choked up and knocks that one foul.
Got this, Casey.
All right, so now 2 runners in scoring position when Kinsley was able to steal second in the previous pitch that was low. All right, here we go. The 1 ball, 2 strike pitch. And that hits her. Nice job there by Kenny taking that one off the left foot and showing no pain. Tough, tough, tough. Well, brings up Addison Held. Bases loaded with 1 out. Opportunity here for the Bullets to open up this game. Be a quick talk here in the circle. As Jaslyn kind of wipes the sweat away. It's a hot one out here. Central Florida in August.
Let's go, Addie. Have fun, kids.
And seems like somebody left the oven on. Middle of the day. Okay, looks like Addison's ready. $90 here today. Just took a look at the weather. Oh, there's a great shot. Right up the third baseline. That's going to score 1. That's going to score 2. And holding it third is Kennedy. Nice shot there by Addison. Right up the third baseline in fair territory. Scores 2. And brings up to bat number 11, Reese Kennerson.
Let's go, Reese.
And first pitch hits her.
Walk that off.
Little hop there. Got her ankle.
Way to go, Reese.
Another ankle biter. And the pride is coming out of the dugout. He doesn't ask for timeout, but he's being granted it regardless. The home plate umpire sees him going out. And looks like we're going to have a change in the circle. With bases loaded once again. So the Bullets up 3-0 so far here with the pitching change. Now taking the circle. Trying to see that number. Looks like that's going to be 00. So Mackenzie Whitehouse now comes out to pitch. You can see the base runners are watching the pitch, getting their timing down. And softball, if you're not familiar, runners are not allowed to take leads until the pitcher releases the ball. Once the pitcher releases the ball, they're allowed to leave the base. Shorter, so just 60 feet. Therefore, if you took a lead, it would make that so short that it would be really tough to be able to pick. So softball, baseball, very similar, but they do have their nuances to make it somewhat of a different game. Usually a faster game in softball, more hits, more home runs with a little bit smaller of a fence. But that gets evened out because obviously the ball being bigger has more wind drag on it when it's hit. And it's a little bit softer. Listen, they call it softball, but trust me, you can see when girls get hit by these balls, it still stings, it hurts. That's a solid ball. But when you connect on a baseball, it's even harder. So again, just travels a little more, the impact harder against the bat. All right, so here we go. Number 1, Kira Sherman, your pitcher for this game, now coming up to the plate to try to help out her cause with 1 out and bases loaded. And let's see what the first delivery from Whitehouse is going to be. That's going to be outside for ball 1. And bunt pulls back. Interesting choice to squeeze. Bases loaded, a bunt can be picked up and just touch home plate. But in a similar situation yesterday, the Bullets caught the opposing team off guard in that game and did a great job scoring that run. So maybe looking to do more of the same. Kira swings away. She drills that one into the hole between center and left. Center fielder gets it. That's going to allow 2 runs to score.
Yes, Kira!
And a nice 2 RBI single hit by Kira Sherman.
Now up to bat number.
All right, Peyton Williamson now coming up to bat. Played first base in the first inning.
Let's go, Pete! Keep it going, 2-2.
And first pitch misses outside for ball 1. Runners there at first and second. Peyton on a 1-ball, no strike count after that first pitch. Whitehouse working the circle. Her next pitch, bunt shown. And on the steal, thrown out at third base. And the second out made as they had a double steal on and Reese thrown out at third. On the double steal, at least they just did get 1 runner still on the base paths in scoring position. And Peyton's going to foul that one off to the right side and out of play. All right, 2 balls, 1 strike now the count. And the changeup misses high outside for ball 2. All right, so count 3-1 now. Batter's count for Peyton. And that misses high outside for ball 4.
Yes, Pete! Let's go, Lou!
Now to bat number 16, Luca.
So runners at first and second now. Luca Hansberger, number 16, comes for her.
I'm ready.
And that's going to get hit over to the shortstop, who tosses to second, and the third out is made. So the Bullets almost able to go all the way through the lineup here in the first inning, get all the way to the second to last batter. So when they have their next at-bats, the last batter in the lineup, Haley Hirsch, will be the starting batter. So now we finished 1 inning. Bullets are now up by a score of 5-0 over the Pride. You're watching the Florida Softball Network. Top of the second inning. Update that there on your scoreboard on the top left of your screen here in a moment. And the Bullets are up by a score of 5-0. And the first pitch misses for ball one. Here we go. It's updated now. And the next pitch comes in there for a drilled foul ball just past third base. Number 3, Morgan. Number 3 and number 8 on this team's sisters, Morgan and Bailey. So this is one of the two. And that one's going to be, again, fouled. Same spot. Same spot. Brings the count to 0-2. And that one's going to miss. Hitting the ground before home plate, so coming in low, 2-2. Okay. Right, because the first pitch was the ball. Right, so 2-2. It's busy updating the scoreboard. And here comes the 2-2 delivery. And swung and hits the backstop. All right, here comes the 2-2. And again, pops up over the backstop this time. And will remain at 2-2. So nice pitches here by Kira Sherman. Getting fouled away. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. That's going to miss low, and the count's going to go full to 3-2. A few words of encouragement there from Avila Fitzgerald over at third base. Also a pitcher, so pitcher supporting pitcher. Here comes the 3-2. Oh, just misses inside for ball 4. So just what the Pride needed. They get their leadoff batter on the base paths, down by a score of 5-0. And now coming up to bat, number 8, Bailey. So, as I mentioned, the sisters here back to back. And first pitch misses inside for ball 1. So Morgan at first, Bailey at the plate here. No outs.
Let's go, Bullets!
Kira Sherman working the circle. Reese Kennerson catching. And there's a swinging strike.
Yes! Nice job, girl. Take a try. Nice, I like it.
A little bit of a trick play there. They had the first base crash. And then thinking no one's covering, that the runner would take long of a lead, and right field came in to take that throw. Like that play. Like that play. Might catch another team off guard. The Pride not caught on that one. There's a missed bunt attempt, but the runner now able to advance over to second base. All right, so the count 1-2 here. No outs yet. Runner at second base. And that's going to miss low and inside for ball 3. And a changeup hit right back to the pitcher. Fires to first. Oh, but on that throw, tried to freeze the runner, but the runner did not turn back to second. And as soon as the throw went to first, took over to third. So now 60 feet away, the Pride's first opportunity for a run with 1 out. And first pitch, foul towards third base. For 0-1 for the batter, number 1, Brianna. All right, so here comes the 0-1. And that one's hit right into center field. That's going to score the first run. Nice hit there, a little ground ball right over second base into center field for an RBI. All right, so now up to bat number 13, Charlotte. Watches the first pitch for ball 1. And the changeup in there for a strike. Nice changeup there by Kira. Raise the count now even to 1-1. All right, so here comes the 1-1 pitch from Kira. And that's going to get hit over to the shortstop. Shortstop grabs it. Nice job there by Addison Held to record the second out. And fastball delivered there by Kira against the batter, number 99, Sophia, for strike 1. And that one's going to miss low inside to bring the count to 1-1. One ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Runner at first base.
Let's go, Bullet!
And that misses high for 2-1. Two balls, 1 strike to count here. The next delivery from Kira. going to sail high once again for now 3-1. So batters count here for 9-9. And that's going to miss low inside for ball 4. So walk, give it to Sophia. And timeout as Coach Randy going to meet the team in the circle for the Bullets. Hey, great time right now. If you haven't had an opportunity and you're not a subscriber, we invite you to subscribe to the Florida Softball Network. Follow all the games. This is the very first tournament of the fall 2024-2025 season for the Bullets. We travel throughout Central Florida. We need some scrimmages down in South Florida, but for the most part, most of the tournaments being played are going to be in Central Florida by the Bullets this season. Playing in Sarasota, playing in the Orlando area. This time we are currently in the Space Coast area, the USSSA Space Coast Stadium in Viera, Florida, near Melbourne, north of Melbourne, a little south of Cocoa Beach, and near the Kennedy Space Center, hence the name, the USSSA Space Coast Complex. All right, so we're ready for action once again. Now runners at first and second with 2 outs. Pride trying to dig their way, gotten 1 run back so far. And Kara delivers low inside. Gonna need to make that adjustment. Last 3 pitches, low and inside. Just bring it up just a touch more to the outside, and perfect pitches. See if she can dial this in here. Here comes the 1-0. And a little overcorrection. We're gonna get there.
I like it, Kira.
So now we're at 2-0. 2 balls, no strikes. Bats for the Pride now quieted down. They're going to make Kira pitch, get those strikes. There's another low inside. So Kira's struggling a little bit right now. And the count 3-0. Let's see if Kira can get one right here. And no, low inside once again. So it keeps hitting that same spot. If she can just make that adjustment, she's got it. Bases are now loaded with 2 outs.
2 outs, Mullins! You got this!
So play
Better, Kira. We believe, kid.
play at any base here for the Bullets. And up to bat now, number 19, Luna.
Yeah!
And Luna watches the first pitch in there for strike 1. There we go, nice adjustment by Kira.
Yeah. Yes!
And the 0-1 fouled straight back.
You got this, Kira. No one better one.
And the count goes to 0-2. And the 0-2 is popped up over to second base. Grabbed there by Kinsley for out number 3. All right, so the Pride strand 3 on the base paths, but not before bringing 1 run across. As we move into the bottom part of the second inning, it's the Bullets 5, the Pride 1 here on your Florida Softball Network.
My money right.
Bottom of the second inning we go, and Haley Hirsch going to be the batter here, leading it off. The Bullets up by a score of 5-1 over the Pride.
Now batting number 6, Cameron.
Let's go, Haley!
And Haley watches the first pitch miss low and outside for ball 1.
No one better, Hale. Start it off, 7.
And the second pitch high and outside for ball 2. All right, here comes the 2-0 delivery to Haley. And she fouls that one to the backstop.
On it, Hale.
And the count goes to 2-1. And that's high outside for ball 3. So batters count now here for Haley. The count of 3-1. Look for that perfect pitch to drive, otherwise she'll take first base. And that's going to be outside for ball 4, and Haley gets herself a walk. And the Bullets have their leadoff batter on base paths, and we flip the lineup with Avalo Fitzgerald now coming up to bat.
Number 10, Avalo.
Avalo started the game off with a triple in the top of the first inning. See what she can do here now as we are in the second inning.
Let's go, Birdie!
And the first pitch just low for ball 1. The next one's going to be high for ball 2. And the catcher guns over to first, but Haley able to get back. Dives back.
Let's go, Birdie! No one better, 10.
And that's going to just be foul to the left of the third base foul line by about 3 feet. All right, so count now, 2-2. Or maybe 2-1, sorry. Oh, there we go. Hard hit over to center field, that drops. And Haley able to move to second. Smart hanging up there halfway in between first and second to see which way she'd have to head, and with that hitting the turf. Avalo on with a single, now runners at first and second with no outs as the first 2 batters here in the second inning have been able to reach base. Brings up to bat now the left fielder, Cameron Solano. And Cameron watches the first pitch for ball 1. And it's going to miss high for ball 2. 2-0 now the count. 2 balls, no strikes. Runners at first and second for the Bullets.
Let's go, Keith.
And that one's going to be inside for ball 3. All right, so 3 balls, no strikes now, the count. Imagine Cameron is going to take this one, put the pressure on the pitcher. Whitehouse to deliver. Let's see what she's got. That's going to miss outside, and now the bases are loaded.
Now batting number 3, Fati.
Go, Fati.
Brings up to the plate now, number 3, Fati Masri. Fati, the center fielder for the Bullets.
Hey, let's go, Mama. Have fun up there, kid. Gotta be your pitch.
Bases loaded. We'll leave this angle so you can see all the base runners. Oh, that one's going to be a little dinker. Oh, and it spins. Landed fair,
Hey, you got
but with so much spin, it went foul. So if it had done that, but it was past third base, that would have been a fair ball. But here, nobody touched it in fair territory as it spun out before it reached third base. So count now 0-1. Another opportunity to whack that ball here for Fati. Crazy spin on that one. There we go. There we go. There we go. That one hops to the fence. That brings in 1. That brings in 2. And that brings in 3. And Fati going to make it to third base with a 3 RBI triple. So that's how you take advantage of another opportunity to hit that ball.
Let's go, Mama.
Now to bat number 31, Kinsley.
Nice job.
So that triple clears the bases for Fati. Great job there. And the Bullets go ahead by a score of 8-1. Kinsley hits that one high into the air into left field. And it comes off the left fielder's glove, drops. That's going to allow another run to score.
Way to go, kid.
So an error there by the left fielder as it comes in and out of the pocket of her glove.
Kennedy.
Gets Kinsley an RBI and gets her onto first base. Brings up now number 99, Kennedy Copeland.
Let's go, 9-9.
And the Bullets now up by a score of 9-1. And there's another great hit. That's going to find its way into right field. And each of the runners advance 1 base.
Let's go, Addie. Keep it going, 12.
And a single there for Kennedy. Brings up now number 12, Addison Held.
Go, Addie.
Music make you lose control. Music make you lose control.
Go, Addie.
All right, so Addie steps in. Pitch by Whitehouse, bounces low. Nice block there by the catcher. Alicia Roman there behind the dish for the Pride. Nice block, keeping the runners from advancing. Comes the next pitch. That misses low for 2-0. So 2 low pitches there to start off the bat for Addison.
Let's go, Addie.
And that one's going to get golfed, but out of play on the first base side. And the count goes to 2-1. Two balls, 1 strike, no outs. Runners at first and second. Next pitch to Addison. That's going to get hit over towards short. Short's going to throw to third, but miss. Third baseman misses it. That could have been obstruction. Third baseman got in the way of the runner trying to retrieve the ball. Could have been an obstruction call if she had gone towards home plate. Would have been a valid argument. Not sure if the umpires would have seen it though. So Better safe than sorry now. Bases loaded with no outs.
Here we go. That's it.
And coming up to bat now, the catcher, Reese Kennerson. Stand the wide shot with the bases loaded. And that one's going to get hit into the gap between, right into right field. That's going to score, They're going to have to go, all right, safe at third, and the run comes in. Little indecision there on the base paths, but it all works out in the end, and 2 runs come across on that hit to the right field by Reese Kennerson. Brings up to the bat now the pitcher, Kira Sherman. And now the score 11-1. That pitch goes outside. The steal over towards second. Now the runner's going to come from third as they throw to second base. And now it's 12-1, runner at second. Well, that's the main reason why you usually see catcher not throw down. Now they give away the run. And that one's in the air and caught by the first baseman, and Kira is going to head over to the dugout. With just down 1 out, here comes Peyton Williamson.
Now up to bat, number 20.
And the first pitch in there for strike 1. And the second one high and outside. Bring the count even at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out.
No one better, Pete.
Runner in scoring position for the Bullets. And that's going to miss for ball 2. So 2-1 now. 2 balls, 1 strike. Reese Kennerson over there at second base, the runner for the Bullets. Working from the circle, Mackenzie Whitehouse. The Peyton watches the next one miss once again high outside for ball 3. All right, so 3 balls, 1 strike. And that one's in there to bring the count full to 3-2. Nice pitch there by Whitehouse. All right, so Peyton looking for her opportunity to grab an RBI. She can drill one out in the outfield. Reese can put the wheels on. And there it is. That's going to drop in. Is it going to? Yeah, it's fair. That's fair. And here comes Reese. And a nice RBI single there by Peyton Williamson brings up Luca Hansberger. And first pitch in there for strike 1. And first one going to be high. Second pitch rather high. Brings the count to 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Peyton over at first base is the runner for the Bullets. At bat, Luca. And Luca's going to tap that one. Yeah, it's foul ball, though. And the count moves to 1-2. The 1-2 pitch. That's going to get hit over to third base. Third baseman picks it up, fires across to grab the second out.
Now batting
All right, so
number
2 outs,
seven,
and Haley gets her second at bat of the inning. So Bullets have managed to go all the way through their lineup.
Let's go, Hales!
Haley got a walk in her first at bat. Looking for an opportunity for a hit here. And won't get it on that pitch as it misses low and outside for ball 1. All right, 1 ball, no strikes to count. And that one's going to get hit, to the pitcher. But Haley can't outrun it as the pitcher is able to pick it up and throw Haley out for the third out. So that's going to round out there the second inning. And the Bullets able to bring multiple runs across here and get all the way through their lineup as they're now up by a score of 13-1 over the Pride. You're watching the Florida Softball Network. If you're enjoying all this action and seeing all these runs crossing the plate, please give this game a thumbs up. Feel free to share it. Always looking for the opportunity to grow the channel. If you're not a subscriber, we invite you to click that subscribe button now. We're going to come back to you in just a few as we move into the third inning. You're watching the Florida Softball Network. All right, top of the third inning. And the Pride's got some work to do. Down by a score of 13-1. Kara Sherman continue to work in the circle. First pitch delivered high for ball 1. At bat now, number 65, Bailey, for the Pride. Continuing to work behind the dish in the catcher's position, Reese Kennerson. Here comes the next pitch by Kira. Swung on and missed for strike 1. Nice pitch. 1-1. Next one is going to get hit. It's going to be foul territory out in left field. All right, so count now 0-1 on that long strike. And she reaches for that one on the off speed to grab strike 3. So Bailey heads to the dugout and brings up now the next pitch, the next batter for the Pride. Trying to read that number so I can give you the name. As soon as I can, I will let you know. Defensively, in the meantime, out in the field for the Bullets, you got Peyton Williamson at first, Haley Hirsch at second, at short, Addison Held at third base, Fatima Masri, normally the center fielder, playing some infield. Great to see a little bit of an adjustment there. We'll give you your outfielders here in a moment.
Let's go, Bullets.
And that ball's going to miss high. That one's going to get fouled to the backstop. So your outfielders from left to right, you've got Cameron Solano out in left field. In center field is Kennedy Copeland, and in right field is Kinsley Roman. So that's your defense here for the Bullets in the third inning. And there's a swing and a miss for strike two on the batter, number 7, Michaela Will. All right, Kara gunning away there now. The count of 2-2. And that one comes off of her glove. It picked up by Haley, but overthrows first base. It's going to give the runner an opportunity. She's going to gun to second. There might be a play at 2. No, but it cannot get picked up. And so what should have just been a single off the deflection off of Kira on the error by Haley Hirsch allows the runner to get over to second base. Brings up to bat now, Alicia Roman. First pitch misses just low for ball 1. Here comes the next delivery. And that's going to be outside for ball 2. So 2-0 now the count. 1 out, runner at second. Pride trying to get back into this game, down by a score of 13-1. 75-minute games here. And the next one's going to get popped up, but off the backstop, back into play.
Waking up. Okay. How are we gonna write? Why didn't you text me when you came home last night? Yeah, I saw that.
Here comes set. And the pitch. The off speed is going to get hit over to short. Short throws to first, back across the diamond, but makes it safe over there. So nice try. But they do get the second out, and the Pride able to move a runner into scoring position over at just 60 feet away, just a little bit closer. And brings up to bat now the pitcher, 00, Mackenzie Whitehouse.
The cave was on for so long. I was watching
Yeah, the first pitch to Whitehouse is going to sail high for ball 1.
We're playing our first game right now. This game's almost over. Next year, we're all back to back.
And that one gets hit high in the air, but out of play on the other side of the fence, going up the first baseline. And that one's going to get high into the air, over towards second base. Second baseman Haley almost overruns it. Reaches up, grabs it. And looks like they're lining up, and that is going to be game. Yeah, there's the timer. And so that's going to end the game here as the Bullets handedly knock out the Pride by a score of 13-1. We want to thank you very much for watching the Florida Softball Network. We ask you to like the game, subscribe to the channel if you enjoy the content. We appreciate all the fantastic support. We're going to be coming back to you just here in a few minutes. Wait for the Pride to clear out of the dugout and the next team to come in. So we're playing back to back to back as deep as we can go. So this is going to be coming up after the Bullets have now won the quarterfinal game. The semifinal game is up next. So thank you again for watching the Florida Softball Network. My name is Dave, your voice for the EC Bullets, Jackson Travis. More softball coming up in just a few more minutes.